Hi children, good morning. Today I am here with you to start the lesson of ninth standard English. Before going to start the lesson, I will ask some introductory questions to you. Dear students, we know that we are all Indians. We are living in this country, and India is a very rich country in all the aspects, and we should proud about our country, and we should proud about our glorious history, because India has given moral values to the whole world. Our ancestors teach us the moral values, gave the moral values to the whole world, so that we should be proud about our glorious country and about our ancestors. And India also, it is the birthplace of so many religions, just like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. And here we see the so many great epics, just like Mahabharata, Ramayana, Quran, Bible, like this. So these great epics give us the human values, moral values to enrich our life. Students, when we see the Mahabharata, we can learn so many moral values from the Pandava brothers. Just the eldest of the Pandavas, Yudhishthira, he never gave up the Dharma at in any difficulty. And the Bhima, he was the strong as he has the strength of 16,000 elephants. And the Arjuna, the great hero, and Nakula and Sahadeva, like that, our parents also tells us to live the moral life, and they are also telling us to live like a Rama and Lakshmana. Both are the brothers, main characters of Ramayana. So like that, these epics are our guidelines. They are showing path to our life. Today, we are going to learn the lesson, the enchanted food. It was a short story extracted from the greatest epic Mahabharata. Students, you are all watching the serial Mahabharata in your television. I think so. So in Mahabharata there are so many stories. In that, one has been extracted and put in your text. And this lesson was written by the great author C. Rajagopala Chari. His full name is Chakravarti Rajagopala Chari. And He was a famous politician and a great patriot, and also he was a sharp thinker, and he also a poet and author. All his writings are based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Veda, like this. Because through this he wanted to inculcate the moral values to the modern life. Today we are observing that in our society we are losing our moral values. The youths are not respecting the elders. They are not ready to hear the words of elders. And they were activated in anti-social activities that we are watching in our televisions. So in this moment, it is very essential to cultivate moral values in our life. And we can take from the moral values from these ethics. So that what the work is the Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, who was popularly known as Rajaji, is doing. Yes, students, just you open your book, page number 22, there we can take the introduction about the author. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji, was a great patriot. Patriot means, you know that, Deshabhakta. Astute politician. Astute means wise. Wise politician. He is a wise politician and a incisive thinker. Incisive means sharp thinker. And also author of many books. So he has written so many books. His popular books are on Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, Ramayana and Mahabharata. So all the writings of Rajaji are based on Mahabharata, Ramayana, Upanishad and Vedas. In Mahabharata, he displays his inimitable flair for telling stories and applying their moral principles to modern times. So here flair means special ability. So Rajagopalachari has a special ability to inculcate the moral values of our great epics to the modern life. So this is the brief introduction about the author C. Rajagopalachari. You can take the information from internet about this author, more details about this author. So students, now we are going to start the lesson. Here, the enchanted fool. Enchanted means which is placed under magic spell. Which is placed under magic spell. So enchanted fool means fool is enchanted by someone. Enchanted means magic. ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾಟ ಮಂತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಪಟ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎನ್ಚಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್. Enchanted. which is placed under magic spell. Magic spell. So here someone was enchanted the fool. Fool means in Kannada it's kola, a short area of filled with water. Enchanted fool. It means somebody has enchanted the fool. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಟ ಮಂತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಪಟ್ಟಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಫಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So here, before going to start the lesson, here some qualities are given in the box, and under that there are two boxes: desirable qualities and not so desirable qualities. So students, you have to bifurcate these qualities as desirable qualities and not so desirable qualities. Desirable quality means you can say it is good qualities, and not so desirable qualities means you may say that bad qualities. So here in the box, some good qualities are there and some not so desirable qualities are there. So you have to bifurcate. You have to separate these qualities. So this was the activity, that is. Now the Enchanted Fool. This was a short story taken from the great epic Mahabharata. Mahabharata, it was happened between two brothers, just like Pandavas and Kauravas. Pandavas are in place of they are following dharma, and Kauravas are they are not following the way of dharma. So I think you have all know about the story, whole story of Mahabharata. That there was a battle between Pandavas and Kauravas, and it happened in nearly 18 days, and at last the Pandavas won the battle. It means Pandavas won the battle means Dharma only won the battle. So here the Enchanted Fool, it was a short story. So dear children, I read the lesson and look at the lesson and observe my pronunciation, and also underline the difficult words or new words. So in the Mahabharata, the Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice to the Kauravas and had to live in the forest for 12 years. During this period, they had to constantly move from place to place for safety and to meet their daily needs. One day in the 12th year, the Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. The sun was hot over it, and the five brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. Yudhishthira sank down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula, "Brother, climb the tree and see whether there is any pool or river nearby." Nakula climbed to the tree, looked around and said, "At a little distance I see water plants and trails, There must certainly be water there. Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. Nakula was glad when he got to the place and saw that there was a pool. He was very thirsty himself and so thought of quenching his thirst first before taking water in the river for his brothers. But no sooner than he dipped his hand in the transparent water, he heard a voice which said, "Stop, Nakula! Do not drink! This pool belongs to me! O son of Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water." Nakula was surprised, but carried away by his intense thirst and heedless of the warning, he knelt down and began to drink the water. At once, he began to feel terribly drowsy and he fell down, to all appearance dead. When Nakula did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. He drank the water and at once dropped down. When Sahadeva too failed to return, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see whether the brothers had met with any danger. Arjuna went swiftly. He saw his brothers lying dead near the pool, all broken with grief. He wanted to avenge their deaths. However, he too was overwhelmed by a monstrous thirst, which compelled him towards the fatal food. Again the warning voice was heard. "Answer my questions before you drink the water. This pool is mine. If you disobey me, you will follow your brothers." Arjuna became very angry. He cried, "Who are you? Come and stand up to me, and I will kill you." He shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said, "Your arrows cannot touch me." Arjuna wanted to destroy this unseen foe, but first he had to quench his terrible thirst. So he drank the water and also fell down dead. After another anxious wait, Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. "Dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please find them quickly." Bhima hurried away without another word. Like Arjuna, Bhima also did not heed the warning and drank the water eagerly, glaring around in defense. And instantly his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. Puzzled and worried that his brothers hadn't returned, Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. When he came near a pool, he saw his poor brothers lying on the ground, to all appearance dead. He was shocked. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. At once, a voice without form warned him, "Your brothers died because they didn't heed my words. Don't follow them. Answer my questions first and then quench your thirst. This pool is mine." Yudhishthira knew that These could be none other than the words of Yaksha, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He said to the bodiless voice, "Please ask your questions." The voice put questions rapidly and one after another. So let us stop here. I will explain from first paragraph. So dear students, in Mahabharata, there was a game between Pandavas and Kauravas. They played a game of dice. And there was an agreement between these two that those who are losing the game will go for 12. Those who are losing the game have to live in the forest for 12 years exile and 1 year disguise. So they played the game and the Pandavas lost everything. In the Mahabharata, the Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice to the Kauravas. So, the Pandavas, from the Pandavas side, Yudhishthira played the game, and from the Kauravas side, Shakuni played the game. So, in the game, Pandavas lost everything. They lost their kingdom. They themselves also they put in the game, and they are lost their own wife Draupadi also. So after losing the game, according to the agreement, according to the rule of the game, the Pandavas has to live in the forest for 12 years and 1 year disguise. So, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಪಾಂಡವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೌರವರ ನಡುವೆ ಈ ಪಗಡೆ ಆಟ, ಡೈಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಗಡೆ ಆಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಆಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋತಂತವರು 12 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ವನವಾಸ ಮತ್ತೆ 1 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅಜ್ಞಾತವಾಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಸೋತಂತಹ ಪಾಂಡವರು 12 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ವನವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Have to live in the forest for 12 years. So just you imagine that how they lived 12 years in the forest, where there is cruel animals were there. There is no basic needs, or basic daily needs. Those who were lived in a palace were now living in the forest without any arrangements. Here during this period, they had to constantly move from place to place. So when they were in the forest, they should not live in one place. They have to move constantly from one place to another. Here you observe a word constantly. Constantly means always, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ, ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Why they have to move constantly from one place to another? Because if they are identified by the Kauravas, they have to repeat their exile. So that's why To escape from that, they constantly move from one place to another, and for the safety also, and for their daily, to meet their daily needs. So which are the daily needs? Food, shelter and clothes. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 12 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಆ ಒಂದು ವನವಾಸವನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಪಾಂಡವರು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳದಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ದೈನಂದಿನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಹಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವಸತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಾಸಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. One day in the 12th year, 12ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ದಿನ. Here to take down the one word, constantly. Means always. Constantly means always. ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ. One day in the 12th year, the Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. So in the one day in the 12th year, Pandava brothers. So you have all know the names of Pandava brothers. That Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva. 5 brothers are there. They wandered deep into the forest. Here you observe a word wander. Wander means alemari. It means in Kannada and English to walk slowly without purpose. To walk slowly without purpose. Wander. W-A-N-D-E-R-E-D. W-A-N-D-E-R-E-D. Wander means to walk slowly without purpose. To walk slowly without purpose. Without purpose. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಶ್ಚಿತವಾದ ಗುರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅಲೆದಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಲೆಮಾರಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಡೀಪ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ದ ಥಿಕ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ in pursuit of a deer. Here you observe a word pursuit. Pursuit means search. P-U-R-S-U-I-T. P-U-R-S-U-I-T. Pursuit means search. S-E-A-R-C-H. You please underline the new words, difficult words. So, one day in the 12th year, Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. So here, they, without any reason, without any aim, they entered the deep into the forest, thick forest. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 12ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಏನಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಪಾಂಡವ ಸಹೋದರರು ಒಂದು ಜಿಂಕೆಯನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರು? ದೇ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ದ ಥಿಕ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ಟವಾದ ಅರಣ್ಯದ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದರು. The sun was hot over it, and the 5 brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. So, I think it was maybe summer season. The sun was hot overhead. So, the sunlight was very bright. The sun was hot over it. Hot means busy in the country. Hot, busy. Overhead. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಲೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸಿಲು ಸುಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಿಸಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ five brothers Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva, five brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. Here you observe a word grew. Grew means felt. Feel, the first form of the feel, felt. They felt very much weary and thirsty. Weary means tiredness. Tired. They were tired, so much tired, and they were very much thirsty. After a long walk in that forest, they felt very much so more and more weary and more thirsty. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಲೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಸುಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಿಂದ ಅವರು ನಡೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ದಣಿದಿದ್ರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಥರ್ಸ್ಟಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ. That feeling to drink water. Thirsty means feeling to drink water. Thirsty. T-H-I-R-S-T-Y. T-H-I-R-S-T-Y. Thirsty means bayarike or feeling to drink water. Feeling to drink water. So when we are doing some work, physical work, we feel to drink some water, or we want to take some rest. Just like that only, after the long walk in the forest, they are feeling weary and they are feeling thirsty. Yudhishthira sank down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula. So Yudhishthira, the another name for him is the eldest of Pandavas, Yudhishthira or Dharmaraya. So dear students, this lesson is all about to reflect the character of Yudhishthira. We just remind it, the whole lesson reflects the character of Yudhishthira. His wisdom, his patience, his courage, all the characters are reflecting in this lesson. So Yudhishthira sank down under a tree. So here you observe your word sank down. Sank down means sank it is the first form of sink. Sank, sink, sank. So andre mulugu anta artha barutte. So here sank down means sit down. So when he was very much tired, when he was very much thirsty, so he wanted to take some rest. That's why he sank down, he sit down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula. So ತುಂಬಾ ದೂರದಿಂದ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿಂದ, ದಣಿವಾಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ, ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ಪಾಂಡವ ಸಹೋದರರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿರಿಯನಾದಂತಹ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಒಂದು ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ನಕುಲ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. said to Nakula, brother, climb the tree and see whether there is any pool or river nearby. So the eldest of Pandavas, Yudhishthira, ordered to his brother Nakula to climb a tree and see whether there is any pool or river nearby. Because there was so many big trees from the place where they are standing now. So that's why he ordered his brother Nakula to see whether there is any pool or river nearby. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕುಂತಹ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ನಕುಲನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಹೋದರ, ಈ ಮರವನ್ನ, ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಟ್ರೀ, ಈ ಮರವನ್ನ ಹತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡು, ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀರು ಅಥವಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಳ ಅಥವಾ ನದಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ನೋಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Nakula climbed the tree, looked around and said, at a little distance I see water plants and cranes. There must certainly be water there. So here you observe that Nakula, just without any word, he just followed the order of his brother. This is the moral value that we are now observing that in our society. How many of the children are following the orders of their parents? But here you observe that Nakula, without any single word, he just obey the order of his elder brother. Just when the Yudhishthira ordered him to climb a tree, Nakula just he climbed a tree and see. He predicted that he saw some plants, water plants. Water plants means plants that require water. The plants which require the water are called water plants. Just like lotus. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಅವು ಬದುಕೋದಿಲ್ವೋ, ನೀರಿನ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಬೇಕೋ ಅಂತಹ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And he also saw the cranes. The meaning of cranes you can observe in your glossary, that crane means a white bird with a long leg and long neck. So a white bird, we can say in Kannada, kokkare ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. It is a white bird with a long leg and long neck. So when Nakula climbed a tree and he looked around, he saw the water plants and cranes nearby, and he predicted that there may be water there. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮರವನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿದಂತ ನಕುಲ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ನೀರಿನ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕೊಕ್ಕರೆಗಳು ಕಾಣ್ತವೆ. ಆಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಂದಾಜಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. So after hearing the words of Nakula, Yudhishthira sent Nakula. Yudhishthira sent Nakula because he only climbed the tree. He only saw the place where the water is. That's why he sent Nakula to fetch some water to drink. Here the word you observe that to fetch. It is a infinitive. To fetch. P-E-T-C-H. It is a to infinitive we can call. Fetch means it is a action word which follows to. That's why it is called to infinitive. Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. To fetch means to bring. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನಕುಲನನ್ನ ಈ ನೀರನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. Nakula was glad when he got to the place. Nakula was so much happy, was very happy when he reached that place. Nakula ಅವನು ಮರವನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿದಂತ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ತಲುಪಿದಾಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ಲಾಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಗ್ಲಾಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಯಾವ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ನೋ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳವನ್ನು ತಲುಪಿದಾಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ saw there was a pool. So when Nakula reached that place, he saw a pool. That's why he was very much happy. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ನೋಡಿದಂತ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಕೊಳ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. He was very thirsty himself. He was very thirsty himself. So Nakula himself was very thirsty. ನಕುಲನಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಆಗಿದೆ himself, and so thought of quenching his thirst first before taking water in the river for his brothers. So now what Nakula is thinking, that he wanted to quench his thirst first. Here you observe a word quenching. Quench means to satisfy one's own thirst. Quench means to satisfy one's own thirst first. Quench, Quench. To satisfy one's own thirst. One's own thirst. So before going to take the water to his brothers, he wanted to quench his thirst first because he was very much thirsty. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಕುಲ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪಿದ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಮೊದಲು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಗಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಯೋಚನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Dear students, here you observe the word quiver. Quiver means, you may see the meaning in the glossary. Quiver means case for arrows. Arrows means ಬಾಣಗಳು ಅಂತ. Case for arrows ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಣಗಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇ ಬತ್ತಳಿಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ because there was no vessels available there, that's why he wanted to take the water in the quiver. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ನೀರನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಕುಲ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. But no sooner than he dipped his hand in the transparent water. So when Nakula dipped his hands in that transparent water, transparent means pure, clear water. When Nakula dipped his hand in the transparent water to drink, he heard the voice. He only heard the voice. There is no body for that voice. Water, he heard a voice which said. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಕುಲ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಕೈಗಳನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ದುತ್ತಾನೋ, ಡಿಪ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅದ್ದುತ್ತಾನೋ, ಆಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಧ್ವನಿ ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. Stop, Nakula, do not drink. This bowl belongs to me. Oh son of Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water. So the invisible voice warning Nakula that stop, Nakula, stop, Nakula, do not drink. Nakula, don't drink the water. The invisible voice warning Nakula. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಧ್ವನಿ ನಕುಲನಿಗೆ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಕುಲ, ಕುಡಿಯಬೇಡ, ನಿಲ್ಲು. ದಿಸ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಈ ಕೊಳ ನನಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. ದಿಸ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಓನರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ನಕುಲ, ಈ ಕೊಳ ನನಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. ನಿಲ್ಲು, ಕುಡಿಯದೆ, ನೀರನ್ನು ಕುಡಿಬೇಡ. Oh son of Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water. And it continues warning that, oh son of Madri. So dear students, you know that the Pandava Raja he had two wives. One is Kunti and one is Madri. And Arjuna, Yudhishthira, Bhima and Arjuna were the sons of Kunti, and Nakula and Sahadeva, they were the sons of Madri. That's why the invisible voice calling him, oh son of Madri. Oh Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water. So Nakula, if you want to drink the water of this pool, you have to answer my questions. Then only I give permission to drink the water. That was a warning given by the invisible voice to Nakula. Nakula was surprised. He didn't afraid, but he was surprised. If we were in that place, we were afraid and we were run away from that place. But he had so much of courage, Nakula. That's why he surprised him. But carried away by his intense thirst and heedless of the warning. Here you observe, carried away. Carried away means suffering from. So Nakula was suffering from the thirst. That's why carried away by his intense thirst. Intense means deep, very deep. Very deep, intense means. So Nakula himself was carried away by intense thirst. That's why he neglected the warning. He didn't care the warning. Here heedless means careless, noticeless. So he didn't care the warning given by that invisible voice of the warning. He knelt down and began to drink the water. And he knelt down. Knelt down means he put his knees on the ground and started to drink the water. At once he felt terribly drowsy and he fell down. So when Nakula drank the water, he felt terribly drowsy. Terribly means bhayankaravada, very badly. Bhayankaravadi. Terribly means bhayankaravadi, very badly. Drowsy means sleepy. So when Nakula drank the water, he felt terribly drowsy. Means very badly. He feeling sleepy. And he fell down. To all appearance, edge. He fell down on the shore of the pool and he lost his consciousness. So here you observe that it is intentionally made by a person that you come to know in the later part of this lesson. So the great hero, all Pandavas all five members are heroes. So that's here the Nakula felt terribly drowsy and he fell down in the and all appearance dead. So, students, let's stop here and we will continue this lesson in the next class. And I am going to give the assignment for today's class. And in the starting itself, I told you that you have to separate the qualities as given in the first page, that desirable qualities and not so desirable qualities. So you have to bifurcate them and check them. Thank you.